All right, guys, so I know I've been kind of quiet on the Palantir front, but I got to be honest with you and upfront. I've changed my mind about Palantir stock because there's actually a lot going on that we need to discuss today. There are some major moves going on with Palantir, and there is a massive negative that's going to weigh on Palantir as we move forward. So I basically need to decide, is Palantir still right for my portfolio? And if it is right for my portfolio, what exactly is my price target for Palantir? So let's kind of talk about all that today, and we'll do that right after you gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. So let's start off with some facts about Palantir first, because honestly, that's kind of what's forming this opinion and what is going to form my opinion moving forward. So we kind of need to discuss those first. And the first one would be, it is a very divisive stock even today. I mean, you're either a bull and you think it's going to be a future $1 trillion company, or you're a bear and you just think it's a trash $5 stock, and that's where it's going. Not quite to that Tesla level to where, it's just kind of extreme on both ends, but very much so outside of Tesla. It may be one of the most divisive stocks out there in the stock market right now. It just seems like you either love it or you hate it, and you love what they do, you love the secrecy, you love the business model, or you hate it and it's the worst thing ever. And I don't know, just opinions are all over the map on Palantir stock, which makes it very hard to find really good information and to really dig deep, because the bulls are almost too bullish at times. And then of course the bears are obviously, I don't know what world they're living in, but they continue to be extremely bearish. Now the next fact we need to discuss is pension funds and all kinds of other funds are starting to really buy Palantir here. You're really seeing that institutional ownership kind of rise up and get started. And of course that all has to do with the S&P inclusion that's coming. Some folks try to get ahead of that. But there's more institutional buying than there has been in the past on Palantir, because they've turned that profitability knob, which of course is kind of the next point right there that I wanted to make, is that they are profitable and they're going to seem profitable for the rest of the, I guess as long as Palantir exists. Obviously they could have a bad quarter at some point in time. But Alex basically said, hey, we don't expect to have any more non-profitable quarters. We expect to be profitable from here moving forward, which of course is a huge catalyst, and it's a fact. We can debate all we want as to whether or not you think it's great or whether or not they'll always just have a few cents of EPS and that's it. They're never going to have, $10 worth of EPS or $5 worth of EPS like a lot of other companies do. They're just always going to be in the penny range. That's fine. But the point being, they are going to be profitable from here forward, and that's a huge catalyst for the stock. But nonetheless, I can't complain either, because they're essentially 2 years ahead of the schedule that they gave us for being profitable. So there's all those great points right there that really make Palantir, to me, a very strong buy. But there's a massive negative that's working against it that we absolutely have to discuss next, because if you don't get this one right and you don't understand this piece, it's going to basically Palantir is going to be very confusing to you. And I don't think we need any more confusion in our lives, right? There's so much noise, there's so much other stuff out there. We don't need any more confusion. So let's talk about this next. And this one negative right here, it not only is going to affect the stock price, but it also is going to affect Palantir's place in my personal portfolio. So that's why I'm wanting to bring this to you guys here today. And that negative is, when the AI hype dies, Palantir could absolutely get beaten down into oblivion when all of it kind of goes away and whenever it dries up. Now, I understand we had NVIDIA just basically save the day per se, and especially in the AI space. So I'm not sure the run will continue as red hot as it was before. But man, can you imagine if NVIDIA's earnings would have been bad, how much the AI hype bubble would have just popped and died? And unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't think it's right. They're performing wonderfully, but they could get caught up, and basically anything that AI going from, hey, the hottest thing, everybody wants it, to, let's not touch that right now. Let's just wait and see. That may have been more hype than hope, even though the company underneath is performing great. That doesn't mean that's what Wall Street does, which of course means a beatdown. And sometimes those beatdowns come in epic proportions, as we've seen over the past year. You don't believe me? Hey, everybody's saying you can't have a stock fall, stocks can't fall 50%, 60%, 70%. Guess what? We saw mega cap stocks falling, 75%. So if that can happen to the best of the best companies, the biggest in the world, it can absolutely happen to a company like Palantir. And that's absolutely why I have to take measures to make sure I am protected as an investor. So does Palantir fit into my portfolio? That's the first question I'm going to answer. And then the second one, if it does, what exactly is my price target? For me, it does fit into my portfolio as a long hold, but you have to understand patience is the key with this stock, actually any stock, but especially with this stock. I don't expect returns this year or honestly next year in this stock either, and the returns that we've gotten so far were welcome, of course, but I wasn't really expecting them this year or next year. the way that this business is set up and the way that it continues to add contracts and it continues to build out its business, it really shouldn't be one of those rocket ships where all of a sudden it's $40 by the end of the year and then, $200 next year or whatever all the crazy stuff that's out there seems. That's not what I'm expecting from a stock like this at all. However, I absolutely want to continue to accumulate more shares of this stock. And that's the reason why setting those price targets and all those things are so important, because I'm not just going to go buy it willy-nilly or based upon a video or anything else like that. I'm going to execute my plan based upon my price targets, my valuation for that stock, and then basically execute my modified DCA from there. Which, if you need help with doing a valuation, getting price targets, how to execute a modified DCA or any plan with your stocks, and you want to take 5 courses for free on that, you want to be able to use that stock analyzer tool and analyze Palantir, that's completely free for members. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down there because the sale is raging right now for the group. And honestly, guys, I gotta raise the price because of that new stock analyzer tool that's there. That's going to continue to get more and more powerful as we go. But don't worry about it. If you take advantage of the sale, you get to keep that price for the life of your membership, so you never have to pay that elevated price. But at some point in time, I gotta raise it, but you also get more to the group than anybody else offers out there. I mean, I challenge you to go out there, take a look at what I offer. The courses, the stock analyzer tool, the best 6 and 7 figure Discord out there, watch list with price targets for all the stocks I'm targeting. You basically get 3, 4, 5 videos a week that I publish in there just simply for the group. We do live Q&As at least weekly, sometimes more. We're going to have some seminars coming up, some webinars coming up, and so much more coming. So make sure you check out the pinned comment and get your sale price before that price goes up forever. But no matter what all is going on with Palantir, and I mean the news with Alex, anything that's going on out there in the macro environment, AI hype that's hyping it up to the moon, and everybody kind of jumping on board and then jumping off board and then jumping on board again, regardless of all of that, totally doesn't make a difference to me at all. Totally irrelevant to me. I am looking to add more shares of great stocks, and to me, Palantir is going to be a great stock over the long run. So as they continue to perform quarter after quarter after quarter, I will be looking for opportunities to add bonus shares, assuming that they're, performing underneath. I'm going to be looking to add bonus shares of this stock. And what that means is I already have a full position in Palantir, just like I have a full position in Apple and Google and Amazon and Tesla and a lot of other great companies. But you don't stop buying them because, hey, I had a great position built out in Apple in 2005, or, for example. You continue to add to great companies that continue to perform over the long run, even if it is an average up or whatever the case is. But those are what I consider bonus shares. And it means I can be really, really picky with the pricing. I don't need to have a fair value target. I can afford to put my target a lot lower than fair value because I have all the shares that I want. I don't need any more shares. So therefore, I can basically afford to wait until that price hits that real low target. And if it doesn't, that's okay. No big deal. I already have a full position. If I could talk, I already have a full position and I don't need any more shares. These are just bonus shares. And if you want to give me shares on a discount, easy money plays in the long run, just like, all the tech stocks last year, right? Your Googles, Metas, Tesla, all those. Hey, great. You want to give me all those at, $100, $80, whatever the heck the case was. I'm going to happily buy them, even though I had full positions in all those stocks, because that's just Wall Street getting dumb and that's just easy money in the end. So if Wall Street wants to beat it down again, my price target is $10.69. And yeah, I know you can start the jokes right now, but that right there is my price target. I know it seems low, but hey, that's the beauty of having a full position and adding when it was in the 6s and 7s. I mean, we had almost a year to add in that price range, that $6, $7 price range. So I was able to get a really, really low average in Palantir. But more importantly, I don't feel any pressure to now have to continue to add. Obviously, if I was looking to build out a new position in that stock, my price target would absolutely be a little bit higher than that based upon the valuation that I gave the stock. But because I have all the shares that I want, I can afford to wait and be a little more patient to basically buy in that $10 range or so. And of course, if Wall Street gets dumb and they want to beat it down to 6 or 7, you guys know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to happily take advantage of it again. And if you want to see all those buys in real time, and if they get stupid with Palantir or any other stock for that matter, and you want to see my watch list complete with price targets, you want to take 5 courses for free, have access to that stock analyzer tool that is live, and you want to be a part of our Discord, be a part of our Q&As and everything else that's coming to the group, make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and take advantage of the sale before it ends, because that price will go up forever. And honestly, guys, this is the best time to take advantage of it. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.